Good evening, loyal subscribers. We're diving straight into 7 Secret in this video, so please hit the subscribe button and the bell notification to be notified when I drop a new video. And if you're confused, just check out the 7 Secrets playlist below. Now let's go. From where we left off in the last video, we saw the Seekers, the Keepers, and the Holders enter into a long, beautiful battle. And we continue from that battle. They were all defeated, all the Seekers were down. And right now, they needed one of them to keep alive so they can ask him some questions. He swore to high heaven he would never talk. But Ava doesn't take no for an answer. She looked at him and said, bruh, you finna talk. Not now, but I'ma make you. And when she was done, they found out everything they needed to. That agent was apparently part of MI6. MI6 had finally joined cahoots with the bad guys, meaning all their headquarters in England were compromised. So they had to set off. Thankfully, Cheng had found a new transport, and this one had a boat because she was taking them to her base, her secret base that no one else knew about. This base was somewhere that her and her partner had kept for themselves. Everyone was confused. What is this place? It never even looked like a base. And Eva was actually irritated. This ain't no freaking headquarters. But Cheng just smiled, telling the amazing warrior not to trust her and punched through the ground, which she did without question. This is when we see that this place was actually a base, stacked up with food for years and a lot of gold. These people were rich. Anyways, everybody took their time to mourn, and mourn they did because they lost millions of people back there. And right now, Ava saw that everyone was a bit distraught. And as a leader, it's good to know when your people just need to catch a break. So she said she would take first watch while everybody gets some rest, which they did. It was a long time coming. But we know when the good guys rest, the bad guys are active. And Amon was trying to talk to the boss of the Seekers. But it's like they knew what he was capable of because he sent his most loyal and well-trained men and women to guard the office, or rather guard the chamber. And these guys were badass. I mean, they look cool. But next to Amon, they were not a threat. They even said, bro, we should look up to you so much. Don't make us fight. But before they could even finish his sentence, Amon attacked. And he was fast. But not just fast, he was strong too. In a split second, he took out 2 people, leaving the biggest guy, which he handled quick, allowing him to swing, pinning down his weapon and knocking him out. The last guy was so afraid he couldn't even take the shot. When it was a clear shot, Amon just told him, bruh, we need as much help as possible. We just lost millions of people. Take these guys to sick bay. I'm gonna have a conversation with the boss. As soon as he stepped in the room, he commanded their attention because this was Armand. He made it clear that he made a plan with specific instructions, and you people were so stupid, we lost millions of people. He was distraught, but he made it clear that there's still a way to get the remaining secrets, and what he would need is money. And the treasurer agreed, and she said he would have access to it. For some reason, this old prick made a joke saying, we lost millions, so we don't need to pay wages. When he heard the silence, he fixed up. But Amon wasn't done. He wanted full command over the Seekers, that he was tired of being stabbed in the back, and they gave it to him. And his last request was he wanted a seat at the table. You guys have failed in leading this organization. And they all agreed, giving him the seat of this old prick. His first order of business was having everyone who imprisoned him killed. And as soon as he said that, even the treasurer herself got from her seat, pulled out her pistol and blasted this dude in the face because he was the snake who ordered his imprisonment. No more failed leadership. Now we have to move together. We have to move as a unit. And Amon was going to lead the Seeker. Oh my God, it's about to get crazy. The saddest part is Amon is not a bad guy. Every single person lost in the explosion, their friends and family got money. I mean, stupid money. He made sure they were covered for life. Anyways, with our heroes, it was time to decide their leadership as well, because they lost their first and only keeper. So it was time to decide on a new one. The first keeper's job is to keep all of the secrets, so she has to know all of the secrets. The keepers of the 4th secret came forward saying she would like to be the first keeper because she couldn't speak. But this had to be voted for, and everyone voted for Eva because honestly speaking, she had already been leading them so far and she was doing a good job. So right now she has to be ready. So it was time. One by one, all the holders came forward and showed her the secrets they had kept. Some good, some absolutely terrible, and some straight up unthinkable. As soon as she heard it, she was terrified. My God. But the last secret hurt the most. We discovered that this behemoth is actually Sigurd. Yes, Sigurd. As soon as she saw his face, she was surprised and she said, "What the fuck?" Like, bro, we buried you, my nigga. Like, we saw you in the ground. Why are you standing before me with your head on top of your head? She started to cry, but he made it clear that I will tell you what happened, but I need you to be cool. Don't talk, just listen. And he told her everything. But that's for another video. When he was done, he came out. Seeing his son there, he said nothing. Just told him to go meet his mother. And when he met her, she was crying. He asked what happened. But his mother just put up a strong face and said, "Everything I do now is for you." When she came back, they wanted to celebrate, but there was no time to celebrate. Right now, they had a mission to complete. And she had tasks for everyone. She split up the team, but before everyone could depart for their mission, the first holder had to make it clear that his secret was still present. That briefcase was the secret itself. Now that the secret had been let loose, the briefcase holding the secret will still be in the exact same spot it was just unleashed. So in the middle of Switzerland, the seventh secret was laying waiting for its new holder. She didn't want him to go alone, so he took all the new recruits. And he took the keeper of the fourth secret because he didn't trust her, even if she's deaf. He wanted to be sure she was innocent, so everyone set off. Goodbyes were said, and some goodbyes were permanent. But more on that later. We see Eva's mission was to break into Buckingham Palace like a freaking ninja, without attracting any attention with her freaking 15-year-old son. They knocked out every guard they saw, using their hand to scan all the panels. These people just entered the Queen of England's home, and she was waiting for them with the Glock. And when they came through, she smiled, because she knew them. Apparently, the Queen of England was friends with Eva. Closer than friends, they were like family. And as soon as she saw Eva's son, she was happy as well, asking for their leader, only to find out that she was dead. But right now, that was not important. What was important was the fact that Amon was speaking to the Prime Minister, so a plan was set in motion to kidnap the Prime Minister, and the Queen wanted to execute that plan herself. She was fun like that. On the day of the supposed kidnapping, while he was celebrating with his fans, a gunshot was let off. Instantly, they tried to put him in a vehicle to take him to safety. But that vehicle was driven by, yes, our heroes, the society, tossing him in the car. His guard asked, "Who are you?" But Titus just headbutted the guard into the ground. His queen popped out and said, "Are you loyal to your queen?" And he said, "Yes." Then she said, "Shut up and let us through." And they got through, instantly taking the Prime Minister's phone and tossing it so they cannot be tracked. The queen was not playing. She was with this, knocking out the Prime Minister. It was time for him to be tortured, and they were not playing. Ava made sure her son stayed out of this. He wanted to come through, but she said, "Nah, your innocence is important. You will find out later." And they left him outside. Ava was good at her job, a little bit too good. This is when we see what the other people were seeing on their own respected missions, because Switzerland was gone. And this was where they had to search for the case. They couldn't go by road because they were breathing in ash of human flesh. Right now, they were about to face a challenge that will shock you, and it even shocked me while I was reading this.